Things are getting really serious around here. Hey y'all, welcome to Fruition Farm. I'm Jenna, and I wanted to give you a quick update on these little babies. Oh, the turkeys are talking to me. These toms. All right, anyway, these little babies are just doing so good. Aren't they cute? I'm gonna put her down because I let the goats out and the rest are running off and they're like, she's wanting to go be with them. Anyway, I'm actually going to show you the seeds I started the other day. So I actually started them on a Tuesday, which was this week, and today is Friday. And they have already started germinating, and I'm really excited to show you this. And then I want to take you up and check out the garden because exciting things are happening up there. I'm really stoked, and I want you guys to join me and check it out. All right, y'all, I'm over here at my greenhouse. These are tomato suckers that I still haven't put anywhere, and some wildflowers that are Emma's. These are Emma's zinnias. They are looking really good. We're letting them get kind of big and established before she transplants them so that they don't get eaten by bugs or overtaken by weeds. But I want to show you guys this. So I have broccoli and I have Brussels sprouts. And what else do we have back here? We have cabbage coming up, more broccoli, cauliflower, super exciting. And then up here, I have okra and one little sugar baby watermelon that popped up. So that's very exciting. All of that is going to come up. I put 2 cell in those little bitty cells. So once they're getting kind of bigger and needing more space, I'm going to separate them out and then I'll put them in either like 6 packs or 4 packs like that up there. And then obviously they'll be ready to go in the garden in a while. Not anytime real soon. And there's no space in the garden for them right now. But I'm just looking ahead for fall crops, and I realize it's a lot of food, but that's the goal. Hopefully this all turns into a lot of food for our family for the winter. All right, look at this cutie. I'm not sure if it's a rooster or a hen yet. We have one lone Polish left. All right, y'all, I wanted to give you a quick little garden update. There is a lot of fun things happening here. I want to show you my cucumbers because last week they were starting to get blooms and really taking off, but look at them this week. I've been having to really work on training them up the trellis, but I have serious baby cucumbers. It's getting serious, y'all. Things are getting really serious around here and I'm excited. So we have all of these pickling cucumbers, and then on the other end I have slicing, and I put in a few babies, a few more that I had. They're kind of looking puny. They need some, it's just so hot, but we've mulched them really well. And then down here are my slicers. Oh, my cucamelons. Let me show you guys this. Look at the tiny little baby cucamelons. It doesn't even want to focus on them because they're so little. Those are like the tiniest things ever. I thought those spoon tomato babies were tiny. These gherkins are really tiny. I have more baby slicers over here. I have several. They'll be ready to harvest pretty soon. We don't really want to talk about our little popcorn patch because the pigweed has taken over and we're going to have to do something about that. But we do have lots of marigolds coming up over there on our 2 plants. We are going to come through and work on those weeds very soon, but right now it's not that time. Lots of tomatoes, lots of baby tomatoes coming in. I'm going to like totally freak out when I finally get to eat one because I cannot wait. They're my favorite and they are really, really starting to come in. Our okra, we struggled with germination on our okra and even transplanted some, and they just did not do that great. We have quite a few still. I mean, it's still like 20 plants, but I started a bunch more so that we can come through, and that's also going to be in succession planting. So it will help that we don't have a million okra coming in all at one time, because it's hard when you have a million of anything coming in at one time. Obviously not literally a million, but a whole lot. But look at these beautiful tomatoes. These are the blueberries. tomatoes. I have atomic grapes clusters. I think they're down that way. Yep, right here. Look. Aren't they cool? They're so pretty. Yeah. Totally stoked about all this, but I'm super excited about everything, you guys. Like, I always I'm super excited about this, and legitimately I'm super excited about this. But look at all of my King Tut peas. I have been eating them as they come up. This one's almost, it probably could be picked. Oops, well, it snapped off. It's hard to do this. Hard to do that one-handed. But anyway, these, I have 3 plants right here, and they just are getting loaded with peas. And I would have thought that it was really getting to be the point that it was too hot for these, but apparently it's not. So I do have to pick them, and I do have to go share them with the kids, because the first time I picked some and I didn't share them, and there was quite the protest and outrage at me, and I felt a little bit bad, but not that bad, just a little bit. So I picked a few yesterday and took them down and shared them, and they were all delighted, which meant like everybody got literally 2 peas, but it was worth it. They were so excited. So beans are looking good. They've yellowed a little bit, but they're perking up and looking really good. And again, I think my pintos are bush beans and not runners. And then a few of my squash plants, look, they're getting blooms. That's still a green I need to pull out, collard. But yeah, the squash are starting to get blooms and grow, and I'm super excited, guys. I mean, I probably surprised you that I would say super excited, but if I had to pick words for what I am, it would be super excited. But I put in some more, I think these are mostly zucchini, maybe a couple of squash. I put some here, and then I put some in this like middle. I don't know, they're just kind of randomly. My onions are doing okay. They're still there, still hanging in there. We've trimmed some. They're growing more greens. I don't expect them to be just the amazing bumper crop this year. Again, we dumped mulch around our potatoes. I don't know what to expect out of them. They are not looking fantastic, but they're not looking absolutely horrible. So hopefully we'll get a decent crop of potatoes. Really was hoping to get a lot of potatoes, but it is what it is. My sweet potatoes, on the other hand, though, came looking like I wasn't sure what to expect, because they were just little dry twiggy things. But look, they are really taking off. So we have around 100 between these 2 rows, and then at the end down there. They're looking really good. I've put some more squash. I don't think I showed you guys that we put in pumpkins and winter squash and melons. So there's like 4 rows right here just full of all of that. And then over here in our landscape fabric on hills, we have lots of melons, and they look amazing. And look at these. These are looking beautiful, getting blooms, just looking good. And look, a weed right in the middle of them, of course. So yeah, they're looking so good. Super excited. I know, shocking. But anyway, so a lot of our flower bed is full of weeds. We've had quite a few blooms. Oh look, there's some cosmos. We've got this pretty little cosmo here, but look at that one. That one's very pretty. So we do have a few cosmos coming up, and then some more of these bachelor's buttons. So I'm waiting for all of these flowers to really take off. I feel like it's gonna be really beautiful. I hope they do. Again, we have more zinnias, so when we can get them in and they're getting more established, that's gonna be beautiful, because there's lots of varieties, lots of color. And then we have our nasturtiums, sad little plants, but they're growing, they're blooming. And my 2 calendula, again, they're pretty rough. We didn't put enough compost. I think I don't know, we didn't really put good compost there. We just mulched mostly. So I think that's probably part of the struggle, but we were like iffy on whether we'd have enough compost, and it was kind of like we need to put the compost in the food section on things that like we have to have. I mean, the flowers bring pollinators and they're beautiful and we love them, but they didn't take priority as far as compost goes, because we need food more than we need flowers. I do want to show you, we worked on these raised beds, and this was just full of weeds, pig weeds. And Derek and I came up here with gloves on, because they're thistly, they're awful. And we pulled all of the weeds that we could, and we heavily mulched this. And look at our dill. Our dill is finally taking off. We had a few beets and radishes that were going to seed, so we pulled all of those, and we have this bit of dill right here, which is doing really well. And then in these beds, these two, we had the broccoli and cabbage we put in the spring that we started way too late, and they just were not forming anything. They were just there taking up space. And we thought, you know, we want to amend these beds so that we have them ready to go for whatever else we want to plant. And we started a lot more broccoli and cabbage. So this is our celery. It's still here. I'm not sure how it's going to do as far as if it's going to really make stalks and be really good for that or what. I've never grown celery before, but if nothing else, we can use the greens in the plant that's there to like flavor broths and put it in our broth and help. But we added compost to each of these beds and then wood chips. And that bed over there has one lone Cosmo that must have blown in a seed from last summer. So we just left it because we want to see what it is, and it's pretty. Garlic's still hanging in there. It's not quite ready. Sunflowers back there are doing really well. No heads on them yet, so nothing really exciting to show you as far as that goes. Our peach trees, we still have 5 out of the 7, and then the little fig tree, all doing well. We built up the mulch even more around them to protect them from the heat. We got, and then my 3 comfrey are back there doing really well. We got a ton of rain the other night, which was great. We needed it, and so this stuff just retains the moisture so well because of the mulch. Last year we were in the drought and nothing, I mean, we would water it and you come back and it'd be dry because it just couldn't retain because we didn't have any kind of mulch last year. So thankfully we have mulch this year, which has been huge. And then again, my herbs, I weeded the little pots because they were really overtaken. I need to mulch them and I need to water them. They're very dry. But we've got our herbs going well. So this was supposed to be a pink daisy that doesn't bloom till 2nd year. Obviously, it bloomed this year and is not a pink daisy. I saw something online, then I can't remember what it is now, but I think it's a different kind of daisy. Still very pretty, but it was not what we expected it to be. My marshmallow plant, somebody asked me what marshmallow plant is. It's an herbal plant. It will flower and bloom, but you use the roots mostly for medicinal purposes. Really great for helping make teas for like congestion or respiratory stuff. So we have that and some other herbs going on here. Oregano, I actually harvested a bunch of my oregano and brought it down, and by harvesting it, it took off again, which happened. So I need to harvest some more and take it down. But overall, things are growing, and you guessed it, I'm super excited. Nothing coming in as far as harvesting yet, but it will not be very long. Well, the peas are coming in, I'm getting them. It will not be long. Within a few days, I'll be harvesting cucumbers. Hopefully be making pickles soon. There's not enough there that my first harvest will be pickles. But a lot of times what I'll do in the beginning of the year when I first start getting cucumbers is, of course, we'll eat some fresh because we're super excited. We're really excited to be eating fresh, but I will go ahead and make up a jar of refrigerator pickle brine, and we will just start throwing them in there. Usually I'll cut them into spears just so they can absorb the flavor, and they stay crisp anyways in the refrigerator. So I will go ahead and just make a brine, and that way as we're bringing them in the early part of the summer before the rest come in hot and heavy where we can actually can pickles, we'll just throw them in there, and then we'll have refrigerator pickles, which makes everybody happy. Guys, it's growing. It's so exciting. Thanks for joining me in my garden today. I can't wait to keep showing you the progress, and as we start actually harvesting things and showing you how we're putting things up and what we're doing with everything. Thanks for hanging out with me. Appreciate you. If you're not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a video. Give us a thumbs up so YouTube will know that you're enjoying this. Please comment below, let me know what you're growing or what your favorite part of my garden is, and I'll catch you in the next video.